Hello and good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, or good night. Welcome to another edition of Ask Me Anything. After a long break in between, we were working on a lot of stuff, and with me today is our CPO, Chief Product Officer, Ching.
Hello.
And today, Ching has something very special to share with you guys, among other updates with the game. So over to Ching.
Sure. Should I jump straight to it or
Absolutely. Let's not wait. So,
okay?
I mean, it has been since I think we announced the game since the very day we announced the game, and I have been looking after the marketing part of it. The number one question I always get, still, even though we have answered multiple times, when is the mobile version coming? When is the mobile version coming? So, without further ado, let me show you, or let me give the reins to Ching to show the first view of how the mobile version looks like. So, Ching, please take it away.
All right, thanks. Uh, First of all, our roadmap is still it's the same as we communicated. Mobile version will be out this year. However, we need to start from somewhere, right? So what I'm showing here is our final design of how our mobile version, or put this way, mobile first UI UX will look like. Because our strategy is to build a game that is cross-platform. So it will work on mobile platforms, iOS, Android, also on desktop, on your PC, on a Windows, on Mac OS. Um, this is what we are designing, and also going to release, release by release. So everyone will get this new design. But to truly have the feeling of this, how it works on mobile, we will invite some player to start with to give out early feedback. We'll invite them to our, I would call this early version for mobile for UI UX feedback. So maybe I can go through this first
Sure.
for the elements, and then we can talk about like our plan and how we're gonna carry out with the invitation to players. Okay, so as you can see here, this is what we call the kind of the HUD and also the overall UI elements. As you can see, it's very different from the current version. And this comes with the mobile first thinking. The icons, the placement, and also the basically all the information as you see here are designed for mobile. But
Mhm.
also it should work for desktop. So we're considering for players who want to play on desktop, they shouldn't feel like, okay, this is a very, it's a different, but it's still very intuitive the way to play. And I would imagine actually now as internally I already testing on mobile, I can play on desktop, and when I'm on the go, I can still check and play the game on mobile. So um, let me do a quick kind of a
So
overall.
just to summarize, like this part, which you're saying that the changes which we are showing here, they are obviously the UI UX elements of the mobile version of the game, but somehow these elements will also be introduced in the desktop version of the game.
Yes,
So
yeah,
there is uniformity of the UI UX across all
exactly,
platforms. And
exactly.
again, the experience will be more user friendly as we are talking
Yes.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The reason we call UI UX is user experience, user interface, and the user experience. It's not just the icons, the visual design, also
Mhm.
the flow. I can show you. Let me go through quickly
Sure.
around all these elements. For instance, we look at the top right corner. That's the
Mhm.
HUD. That's where you have all the part of the HUD. You see all this display of the resources. And also you have this icon on the side. Just keep in mind, all these are work in progress. So nothing is set in stone. We're trying to visualize how all the elements would be positioned and how they would look like to get a consistency in terms of design, the design language, the color theme, everything around. As you can see, maybe can you see my cursor? No, no, you cannot.
No.
So for the, I can describe for the top right corner, there you have these icons, bigger icons, indicating different kind of panels, different sections. When you click, you can open up some different panels or pop up. Uh, there's a difference between desktop and mobile because mobile doesn't support hover over, right, when you have a
Yeah.
cursor, but there's a swipe and tap. So these differences will reflect on different platforms. That's something details we need to sort it out as well. What we try to make it intuitive for players, regardless your platform is, if you're using the mouse when you play, it should feel similar as playing a desktop game. And when you're using mobile, it should feel also it's a native mobile game. It doesn't give you this alien kind of feeling or weird experience. That comes from our
Mm,
experience as working in the mobile gaming before.
yeah.
If you see the bottom right corner, that's kind of like the hamburger menus. That's where we have designed for the key kind of a hub of the you access to the main sections where you can, for instance, that you can see the message, you can go to the leaderboard, you can go to other sections, and then to the uh, left bottom corner, that's the hammer icon that's in the town thing where you can click, you can open up your building menu. And of course, in this case, building menu will be horizontal. And then there's a big map icon. You can switch between your province view and your town view and later your global view. And then on top left corner, that's where your kind of player profile sections, where you can see your VIP levels, your player prestige, and your avatar and town hall levels. And then there's icon indicates you see this paper with a feather pen. That's like a notification.
Mm,
And also at the left bottom, there's a small, like a transparent icon with a red dot. That's where message comes from, like the chat. Let me show this one. So next one. Yeah, here. As you can see, when you click upon this task icon, you can actually expand. It has a very, how to say, condensed view
mm,
to show some basic information that you don't need to uh, open up the whole pop-up or the whole section. You can already see some information. This is all consider how everything information displayed in a way that you don't lose overview, but you can still see different sections. At the bottom, that's a kind of like a semi-open up, like a unfolded way to show the a few chats from in this case we shows like Ertuğrul Gazi and the Ertuğrul Launchact, and of course that could come from your friends in a clan or a global chat. Also on the map, just go back to the more clear. As you can see, the icon for resources, timer, the healing, the building, the also if a building is ready to be upgraded, you even see this arrow pointing up. We try to make the whole kind of game world integrate well with the UI layer. And this is all considering how it will work on the mobile. But still, when you look at this one, especially on the bigger screens on desktop, you still feel like, okay, it's easy to understand. I can click this one, click that one. Everything should just work. Yeah, I'm going to the next one. And when you kind of click or tap on one of the buildings, the kind of like action menus also pop up, and also they look different. We try to make them feels more like a button, and also the kind of the overall the design language should be, yeah. So basically fitting an overall design. The functionality is most of them are existing functionality. We just kind of change the interface and the flow of it. Also, feel free to ask me questions before I jump
no,
into
no,
that.
I feel like that you are describing it very well. That I think the basic thing is right now the current state of a game which is released out there, it's very desktop friendly, and it's built for desktop gamers particularly, and the experience of the desktop gamers, like you're saying, the basic
Yeah.
difference is like hovering versus clicking on something, right? Like on mobile games you don't really hover on anything, and
No,
hovering doesn't
exactly.
really give you anything because your thumbs are everywhere on the screen. But if we are developing a mobile friendly version, mobile where the user experience is, and we want to keep it similar, so that if this, like, since day one, I think Medieval Empires has been hammering this point of view that we want the game to be interoperable. That if you're playing on PC and your friends are calling you outside, and you don't want to leave your game behind in your PC, you can just like pick up your phone and go with them, and while you are with them as well, you can keep on playing the game.
Agree.
So and but it should not be completely vividly different game altogether. from what you're already playing on desktop. It should have the same controls, same options, most, at least, if not 100%, I would say 80 to 90% the same options as a desktop version would offer you in the app version as well. So I think it's a very interesting sort of design, and I'm just actually amazed at how crisp the game is looking. Like, in again, this is like a mobile, this is a design version, and but I have also seen the test version of it as well myself, and it looks very it already looks very more, like, I would say, user friendly to me. Like, experiencing it, or even though it's just a test version, I could feel it, that yeah, it's how easy it would be for people to play it on a mobile phone with their thumbs or only.
Yeah, exactly. As we said, usually in a mobile game, the game development is like the fat thumb, the fat fingers, right? You need to consider everything's easier to tap,
Absolutely.
easier to also eyes-wise, easier to navigate.
Yes.
Also, the actual style, as you can see, compared with our current one, this is also more modern, more kind of catch up to the current trend of the mobile games as well. But we don't want to alienate PC gamers as well. But when we kind of did our analysis of the users, especially considering
Hmm.
the future plan, we want to do more user acquisition on mobile platforms. So there will be segmentation of players, but there's overlaps as well. So there will players mainly will play on mobile or mobile only. There will be players still, especially OG, still like the play on the PC, right? But I also see there will be overlaps that player play both on PC and will play on mobile when they're on the go. So this is kind of like the whole thing around our design. It's about to consider these use cases as well.
I
Yeah.
mean, honestly, like, this is one thing which I sometimes, when I'm outside the house and I have time and I do miss playing my game, then I feel like that, yeah, if
Yeah,
I wish I would have my phone with me, and the game was
exactly.
in my phone as well. So I
We
think
are
this
on
is
vacation. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
we have a player told us, oh, I'll be on vacation, so I can't play
A
this.
lot of times our
Yeah,
community members have mentioned that actually that they are traveling during the summer, or
exactly.
or during the holiday season,
Yeah,
and they were unable to play because of being away from their PC particularly, or they were not able to open their PC and give that much time to that. So with
yeah.
the mobile version, wherever you are, in a bus, in a train, in a cafe, in somebody's house, in your
As long
parents'
as you have
house,
internet, you should be able to
as
play.
long as you have internet, you can play. Yeah, that
Exactly.
would be the
Yeah,
perfect thing for them.
yeah. As you can see, so this is just to show on the design. It's about a clean design that when it comes to editing, especially on a mobile phone, the mobile screen, when you need to kind of like do the edit, move your buildings around, place a new building, it should be just easier and very clean and very convenient to do this. You can see in this design, we changed the angles, we changed the level of zoom, also make everything, the whole screen is only left for making this
Yeah,
editing, and then you can switch back to the viewing mode. Also, how it looks on the map. This is how it looks on the kind of
province map.
province, exactly. And yeah, a bit of kind of a focus on the key element on the map, but also not losing the kind of the other informations. So
Mhm.
as we talk about like a visual hierarchies, how to use the color, how to use the light, how to use emphasis to do this. So we did a lot of back and forth discussions, design reviews. And this is finally now it's coming to all fruition, I would say. We're very happy with this design.
It looks nice. It looks really like there's a cleanliness to it. I mean, the modern part is there, and it's more, I would say, aligned with what other games are doing in this sphere. And
Yeah,
again, it gives the familiarity while keeping our, you know,
our
trademark
own style and
stuff as well.
yeah,
Yeah, our
unique.
style. It's
Exactly.
completely different. It's not giving away our own style and our own identity altogether. However, it's more, I would say, avant-garde in terms of like the whole feel to it. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. So this is
Oh
also
yeah,
shown
this is the fun part.
the chat. Yes. This is also part of a new feature will come together with the the new UI UX. Again, this is not final version. The chat part actually comes later because as we are adding kind of design section by section or like feature sets by feature set. But in general, I wanted to show this just to give everyone kind of like a chance to see chats coming. And we know this is very important, especially when they coordinating and also communicate with the players within the game. And we want to build a chat in a modern fashion that you feel like you're right using a chat app instead of a very old style of a PC. This, yeah. Uh, so this is kind of like the direction we're going. Of course, the final style of the design language, the lines, the corners, and the color, this all will change. But this kind of indicates how this integrate into our game.
The
We'll have
functionality over it
exactly,
over.
yeah, and you also the user flow. As you can see here, we want to integrate all the use cases of chat into one UI element or sections, and you can have a global chat. You have a county, have a clan. If you're like a landowners, you can create your own clan. You can see your individual chat with some other persons, and when you chat to each other, you have basically this kind of a WhatsApp or more usual chat app kind of functionalities.
I think this is also very important because I think a lot of players, in terms of especially when they're doing a clan attack or they're doing a invader fortress attack, I think that's also something which they were always like, oh, we get delayed messages or something like that.
Yeah,
This will also help, I think, strategizing better in terms of a clan or in terms of a landowner, how to talk to your, town holders more frequently and more, I would say, on in time particularly.
yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah,
I think
awesome.
that's all. Yeah, that's I would say overall to show you the design, and these are the final version. And now what's left is start implementing. And I can talk about how we're gonna do this. Maybe just
Yeah.
keep our current players aware of what would you expect. For once we finish the whole final version, of course, at that time, new player come in, they will see the game totally a new kind of a state of it, and totally a new look and feel. But for existing players, what will happen is release by release, we're replacing old UI UX with the new designs, section by section, or module by module. This is the reason we have to do this because there's so many things we have to do at the same time, and we can't overhaul the whole game for like 3 months and then do everything and release. And also, this is not our community actually wanted neither. We had a lot of communication with the players. Uh, I think comes with the benefit of having a very engaged community, and also you are very, how to say, tolerant and also eager to get
Responsive
new
as well.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, supportive as well. So what we're doing is for instance, what you can see here, this probably goes first. This will appear in the game in not next, but like a very very soon new release. You already see, okay, there's a new UI UX for the HUD for when I enter the town scene. But then when you go to the next step or some other feature, you could still see, oh, this is the old UI UX. They both coexist in the transition period. But what we're trying to do is we try to quickly, as much as quick as possible, to switch everything to the new UI UX flow. And once we're done with that, everything will be totally kind of reborn or like totally changed. It's a look
And
and
that's
feel.
the beauty of an ongoing developing game, that, like, as our universe expands and our, like, while we are expanding the universe as well, we are developing the existing universe as well. Like, that's the, I think, I mean, I sometimes look at the old videos we have of, like, the when we released the
Yeah, it's
early access
very
version
different
of the
already.
game. It's like step by step, if you look at the, like, it doesn't seem like that when you look at the game now that it has been where it is, like, in such a, like, small time, but it has, like, been developed from something very different looking to this particular current stage.
Yeah,
And I'm sure that it, like, in 1 year, you and I will be looking at this UI and probably will be saying that this is a, like, an old version of the UI and we have improved this UI even further on. So I think as the trend improves, as we learn, as we get the feedback from the community, we will also implement something.
yeah,
um
yeah,
yeah, I think one thing, the only thing is, like, I think people after our discussion of this tease will talk about it. Okay, how and when they can be like be playing this version of the game in their mobiles? To answer that, I will interject there. So we are actually planning to have some test players, like players who are already playing our game on PC version. There, we will slowly and gradually invite more and more people to test our game, the mobile version of the game. Uh, and it will be again, it is purely for testing and stress testing and overall learning at how people and the players are reacting to a mobile version of the game. So it will be step by step. We will open it for more and more people. There will be some criteria. We will be announcing it in the coming weeks that how and when and who will qualify, and slowly and gradually more and more players will be inducted into the mobile version of the game. Uh, from the top of my head, I think landowners will be the first ones to enter. I am pretty sure about that. I think landowners will be the one to enter the first, because again they have really dedicated themselves into building up a land from themselves, and like and again more and more players based on multiple criteria, maybe their performance, maybe their VIP levels or whatever. We will be sort of introducing more and more criteria and announcing them, and slowly gradually increasing the player base for the mobile version of the game as well. So stay tuned
I,
on our socials for those announcements.
yeah, I think engagement is also a very important
Yeah.
criteria we consider. We
Oh yeah.
need active players, and players do care about game, also being very active playing. But there's a technical requirement, which is for the first batch or first test group, we will invite players with the iPhone. It's just logistically, it's easier for us to start with the
Mhm.
iOS and doing test flights with invitations, also with the directly like one kind of game code support multiple platforms. It's just much easier. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so we're gonna do steps. Step one, invite some players to do early test, early feedback regarding UI/UX on the mobile, right? For that's what we constantly getting feedbacks anyway.
Yeah.
Then next step is okay, extend maybe cross Android to Android platform as well, not only iOS, and also so kind of like the stress test that will come later. Um, again, we take steps. So we're gonna start with a smaller group of players and more, and then closed beta, open beta, kind of like a usual way of how to uh, deliver a game to players'
Mhm.
hands.
Exciting, exciting things. Like
Yeah,
I
personally, I'm very excited about this.
yeah.
I'm from mobile gaming, and this is my final goal. Yeah,
No, I mean it makes sense. Like I personally as well, like PC, I always feel like PC gaming needs planning and taking schedule out of your whole day schedule. If you to like you have to be on the PC and you have to
yeah,
like take time out of your day to play. Again, some people enjoy it, and but with mobile, I think even if you don't have time, wherever you are, whatever you are doing, even if you have like some like you're commuting or doing something, or like you have a bit of time, you are just lying down relaxing and you have time, you can just take out your phone and play. So I
yeah.
think that is a different level of engagement altogether. I mean, we might then need to also tell people to take a break away from our world to their actual worlds. But yeah, I mean, as long as they're enjoying it, I'm all for it. And hopefully, guys, so like I said, please stay updated with our socials. We will be announcing more about these updates in the coming weeks. And as Ching said, that some of these UI/UX changes will also be slowly and gradually, one by one, being implemented into the desktop version of the game as well, to make it more comprehensively uniform across all platforms. So I think this is pretty much it. Anything else you want to add, Ching, about these things? Or any other update about the game you want to share with the community?
Other part, I think focus today is about mobile, but in general, we are still building other things, right? As I mentioned
Mhm.
earlier, there's many things we have to kind of push through or push the progress at the same time. For instance, new game server, right? We need to build a new game server. We already talked about before the performance issue, also the scalability. Also, the new chat is depend on new game server. The PvP that we actually had also a lot of discussion within the team. We want to build a kind of different PvP as we envisioned at the beginning. And that's also depend on new game server. Chat new features, lineage new features, all this we're planning. So I would say the main focus right now are the new game server and the UI UX update. But we also try to build in new features. We release like we roll out release by release. So overall, I would say main things we can focus on that player can expect. There's also small things coming as new content, new features. We guarantee that should come with new game as well. We shouldn't feel this is we are stagnant at certain steps or certain stage.
Yeah, amazing. I think
All right.
that's a lot we have already shared with our community, and I think we look forward to hear our community's thoughts on these things. And if you have any questions, write to us in the community. We will answer them in the community channels or in our next AMA.
Yeah.
So, thank you for tuning in and
Cool.
keep playing Medieval Empires. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye bye.